All right, I'm the flatratemaster. Today's initial impressions about the Throttle 3 from launch. Now the Throttle 3 is Launch's flagship product. It's got all the bells and whistles. Now it comes with this SmartLink box, which is also a J box, so you can do programming with it. Do I have any experience with programming with it? No. But it's a J box, so it could be used to program. But it is also your dongle for connecting to a car. Let's talk about some of the stuff that this tool has that the other tool does not have, that I earlier did an initial impressions video on. One feature this has is CAN bus pin detection. What this does, it allows you to see what pins are what on the network, helping with network diagnostics. It gives voltages and resistance. Pretty cool feature if you've got, CAN network issues in a vehicle. Quickly identify what pins are what and the networks they're on. So for instance, right on the tool, you can see if you disconnect a module, what the resistance goes to, stuff like that. You also have tech to tech. So if you've got a coworker with a launch tool, you can go link into their tool and look at their data and see what's going on and trying to help a technician. It's in every launch tool. So at least every modern launch tool. Now you can also add other modules to this tool. You can add a video scope. You can do ADAS calibrations. If you have the room. One of the biggest problems we have here with ADAS is we actually physically don't have a space to do it other than in the lower shop, blocking all their bays, so not really practical. TPMS, you can get a sensor simulator, battery tester. We've talked about that. This little Bluetooth battery tester, you don't have to have a tool. You can just use a phone, but works really well with this tool. You can do immobilizer programming with this. And here's something big, scope. You don't understand why you need an oscilloscope. I'll do a quick little introduction to it. It is voltage over time. You get to see voltage over time. The advantages of scopes is you get to see real-time information that's not going through a processing chain, i.e., module to network to scan tool. With any type of scan tool, there's always going to be some sort of baud rate, and depending on the tool, it can be higher and lower. Now, one thing I did not mention is the dongle actually hooks up via Wi-Fi, so it's faster than Bluetooth, more responsive, less lag. One of the benefits of Wi-Fi connection over Bluetooth. You can also hook it up through Bluetooth, but I would definitely recommend doing Wi-Fi, just faster. Now, I'm not going to do a video on the scope right now, only initial impressions, and I don't want to hook up a scope right now because the only car I've got in my bay right now, well, doesn't have coolant in it because they drove it with a broken coolant hose, and that's what I'm hooked to, so I can't really do much with this right now, but it has a very good scope in it. Is it as good as a Pico? Probably not, but is it going to be good enough for 90% of the techs out there? Absolutely, and it's tethered to a nice big touchscreen. I love using a touchscreen with Pico software. It just makes it so much easier than a, pad or a mouse. It's just so much easier just to grab in there and spread and all the fun stuff we do on our smartphones. That's why my laptop that I use with my Pico scope is a touchscreen. So anyway, it's a 4-channel scope. Get in this and, be able to scope cars and diagnose cars. You can scope the signals instead of just hoping you're right based on scan data. And because it's standard BNC connectors, there's tons of options out there for low amp clamps, high amp clamps. Now it does require an attenuator if you're doing ignition circuits, which just like the older Picos, you've used a Pico, it's kind of the same deal. I also appreciate the fact that it's not attached to the dongle that goes in the car because the Autel Ultra sucks at that because that thing is so massive and it just sucks trying to get it in there. All right, so let's say you pull in a car, you plug up the dongle, hit diagnose, hit auto detect. Now it does do motorcycles as well as heavy duty. I don't do any of that stuff, so I have no way of telling you if it's good, bad, indifferent. I don't know. I don't own a motorcycle. I don't own anything heavy duty. Other than hooking to one of my tool truck guys' trucks, I couldn't tell you how it works because I don't have a big trucks. We don't work on them here. Now, I don't know. I think I cleared the codes on this. I had an oil over temp code. All right, now this is something I've talked about before and I love. It is the network diagram for the vehicle that you're working on. These are vehicle specific, by the way. These are not just generic network diagrams. These are what the car has and the modules that are connected on that network. Hit start smart detection, it's going to scan all the modules. And if you don't understand why you need to scan all the modules, there's nothing worse than fixing a check engine light, go park it out in the parking lot after the test drive, customer picks it up 2 miles down the road, the ABS light comes on because you didn't see that ABS fault code and you didn't document it. Always run a full system check because trust me, you want to have that backup. Red lights up as having codes. Green means there's a module, no codes. Gray means either no communication or not equipped. Now we got a nice report. The other tool has the same report, but it gives you all the pertinent diagnostic information. You know, engine oil temperature high, RPM limited, but it gives you a very good report. And if you want to go into a module, they do have also a program where you can get motor information through the tool as well. Data is in standard launch format. So you've got standard, you can graph. You can do multiple graphs. You can adjust min, max, all that kind of good stuff. You can obviously graph multiple signals as well on the same screen. Your voltage will show up on the bottom. Initial impressions, I mean, it has done everything I've asked of it. I've been using the ton out of it. You know, I do my best to use these tools as much as I can to get a good impression of them. Can I do everything on them? I don't know, because I haven't done everything on them. I haven't programmed any keys. Can't tell you how good that is. It's, you know, that's why I do an initial impressions video and then I use it for a while and report back. Now the software, it's launched, so you know it's going to do a lot more than Snap-on or Bosch or some of the other tools out there. This tool is really nice. Connects fast. Now special functions are pretty extensive. You know, steering angle reset, electronic throttle sensor reset, adaptive gearbox, pad replacement, etc., etc. I haven't had one that didn't do. Every car I've hooked it to do a reset has reset it, so more than I can say about Snap-on because I've hooked a Volvo or two or 8, 10 and not been able to reset the oil light. Something as simple as that. Snap-on hasn't been able to do. My tool's not updated, but had that problem when it was updated. So now these tools are able, by the way, since I'm scanning a 2018 Chrysler product, which has the gateway module, you can authorize these tools to go in and unlock the gateway module and clear codes, etc., etc. It's available. Just wanted to note that, considering I am working on a 2018. So hope you enjoyed my initial impressions of the Throttle 3. As always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.